party people? You are listening to Crossplay, where we get together and talk about all the video game goodness we can handle each and every week right here on the Whatnauts.com. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020, and this is episode 25. We're a quarter of the way to 100. I'm excited. Coming up on today's show, we have a pretty packed show despite not having very many news stories. Here's what we'll be talking about. The inside Xbox highlights, the new Sony State of Play that will be coming out later this week, focusing on Ghost of Tsushima, and the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster. That's right, you heard me right. I'm super excited about that. Okay, let's get into it. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined, as always, by Ignacio Rojas.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. How about you?
Everything pretty normal over here. Everything good. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Sometimes that's the best, when it's just like yeah. Nothing bad, nothing really outstanding. It was good.
Yeah, just another week.
Yeah. I think for me, it was a good week. It was especially a good day. Because as I mentioned, they announced the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster, and I'm super excited about that. But then
we'll
Jewels.
Talk about that one later.
Yeah, we'll dive into that.
I have my problems with it
down the road
later.
But Run the Jewels also announced the release date for their fourth album, so I'm super excited about that.
So what's Run the Jewels?
Run the Jewels, they are a rap duo, LP and Killer Mike. They have made a bunch of phenomenal songs together, and they are releasing their fourth album this summer. You've probably heard one or two of their songs. I'm not sure what
I don't know
radio stuff you guys get down there, but
nah, I doubt it.
You might have heard one or two of them. I don't know. But Ignacio, the big news is that I am halfway there to finally being a real gamer.
Why halfway there?
My new chair finally came in. My new gaming chair. So I put that together right before the show here, and I am sitting my butt down in my brand new chair, and I can finally lean back. Feels great. This whole month, I've been using a broken chair, and it's the worst. I like couldn't lean back, or I would totally fall. So I am excited to be relaxed.
So what's the other halfway?
Well, I think I mentioned it a week or two ago. I'm in the very early stages of building a PC.
Okay.
And I have parts coming in. I've bought my round 2 of parts because I can't buy them all at once because it's too expensive. But my third and final round I should do next week. And then it's just a matter of waiting for all the parts to get in and then putting it together, and then I can play TurboTax finally.
Nice. So, you can finally be a dork.
Yeah, stream some Minesweeper or something. Yeah. Spider Solitaire. So
1v1 me in Paint, bro.
See me in Microsoft Paint, bro. It's good. It's good. All right. Well, let's start talking about some video games. Ignacio, I had my first major scare moment in Resident Evil 2.
Just your first
Remake.
one?
Yeah, I mean, like it's scary. I've had some things be like, I don't like the look of that guy. He looks like he's having a bad day. But this was like the first legitimate. I had a physical reaction and screamed and cursed. I was like, oh fuck, god damn it.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh my god, I hated it. And I swear to God, Mr. X can teleport.
Yeah.
Okay, so Resident Evil 2 Remake is the game that I've been playing. And I've finally met Mr. X, and I'm technically still in the police station. I'm trying to get out. I have to go back
How are you still there?
Because
the game is not that long.
Oh no, I've played like maybe a total of like 7 hours. So
7?
Not that much.
How do you spend 7 hours in the police station?
I'm taking my time, man. It's a scary game. I don't like
7 hours.
games.
I would have already finished the game.
I don't like scary games. I'm just like, okay, take it real slow, Kyle. Around this corner, 1 step, 2 step. Here we go, Kyle. Come on, you can do it. No, but so I finally met Mr. X. He's been chasing me around, and I've gotten it to the part where most of the zombies in the police station I've killed, and I've boarded up the windows, so no one else is getting in, and it's just me and Mr. X. So I can kind of run around and be fine. But there was one time I was on the 2nd floor, and then I went like through the library up to the 3rd floor, and then was like circling back down to the 2nd floor to see if that would work somehow, to be like, okay, let me put some distance between him and me. And by all means, this guy should have been on the 2nd floor still, because I booked it up to the 3rd floor and then was about to go down the stairs near where the dark room is, right? And I get out of the 3rd floor knockdown section of the wall there, and I'm about to go down these stairs, and this motherfucker comes from the 4th floor downstairs, and I was not expecting him at all, and he just beat the shit out of me, and I was like, oh my god. It was out of nowhere. I hated it.
You know, as far as I remember, Mr. X doesn't teleport.
You know what? I don't believe you.
And I'm looking at some video evidence, and I don't think he does.
Because he was like, I waited for him to get into the main lobby of the police station, and he was chasing me up to the 2nd floor where I went into the library. And then I went, I forget how exactly, but I went up to the 3rd floor near the stairwell, and I was about to go down the stairs. Because I was like, okay, if I go up to the 3rd floor, he's still chasing me. So then if I circle back down to the 2nd, I should lose him by that. And so he should be on the 3rd while I'm on the 2nd. And this guy comes from the 4th. He comes from upstairs. And I'm just like, how? How does...
Dude,
makes no sense.
I'm looking at some video evidence, and I don't know how to tell you this, but he doesn't teleport.
I don't know what happened. He came from a location that I was not expecting, and it scared the shit out of me. But yeah, so I'm still slowly making my way in that game.
Very slowly.
Very slowly. And right now I'm working my way back down to the jail so I can go get the card to get out. I've done all of the things. I made it to the clock tower. did all that stuff. So now I
okay.
have to go back down to the jail. So that's where I'm at. However, I started playing this one because I was potentially interested in playing Resident Evil 3 because at the time a lot of games were being delayed and weren't coming out, and it was like, oh man, I might have to play some things I wasn't really initially thinking I would play. So I went back to Resident Evil 2 in hopes that maybe I could play Resident Evil 3 immediately after that. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that.
Why?
I think this is a good game, but it's not for me. Like I just don't like it's still too much of a horror game for me. Like I can do scary parts or like scary bits where it's like, okay, I really liked Prey from 2 years ago ish.
Yeah.
That game I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's scary, but it's not Resident Evil type of scary. Like it's not. I wouldn't say that's a horror game. It has horror.
I wouldn't call it scary.
Yeah, like it builds enough of an atmosphere. It's like you're alone in this space station with this like weird evil alien species. What is happening? Like it's creepy. It's scary in that way, and that I can do. I'm like, I like this. This is really good, and you guys should all go play Prey because that was completely an underrated game. But yeah, just the like, I'm alone in this thing with a bunch of zombies, and all I have to see is my flashlight, and I can't see anything but like the spot that my light is on. I don't know. I just, it's not like, I would 100% be fine to put the game down right now and be like, all right, cool. Yeah, like I know what the game is like, and I'd be fine not continuing.
I'd say at least finish the campaign, the first campaign at least.
Yeah,
I'm
the mansion. Stick with it.
No, not the mansion. The police station is for sure the most tense part in the game.
Gotcha.
The parts that follow are still tense, but not as much. I would say it's not. It doesn't get as high as the police station.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I think you should at least finish one campaign.
Yeah, I'm planning on still sticking with it till I beat the game. But yeah, I'm gonna take it slow because I am big baby who does not like horror games.
Slow. Are you playing as Leon or
as Leon? Yeah.
Yeah.
So and
what was her name?
He moves so slow.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You call that a run? I can run faster than that. Anyways, talk to me about the stuff you've been playing.
Well, so after seeing Kind of Funny play Predatory Hunting Grounds so many times and seeing how much fun they are having, I finally got it and started playing it.
Okay.
And it is a fun game, I can say that.
Interesting.
But it is a fun game when you're playing it. What I mean by that is that it's been hard for me to find people online to play with.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe it's the region. I'm fairly positive it's the region, but it's been hard for me to find a lobby that has more than 2 people in it.
That sucks.
No, it really sucks. Luckily, yesterday I had more luck and I found like 3 lobbies. In 3 different times I found lobbies that were full. So if you don't know what Predator Hunting Grounds is, so it's basically this 1v4 VE game where you can be either the Predator from the movies or you can be one of 4 on a fire team. So if you are part of the fire team, what you have to do is that each game you get a different set of missions. Each game it's different missions, so you are not always doing the same stuff. So your objective is to finish the missions and try to get to the, like Arno would say, get to the chopper at the end.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. So basically you have to do your missions and get to the chopper at the end of once you finish them all. While you're doing that, you have NPCs that try to, of course, stop you, kill you, whatever you have them. They're mostly there. They aren't that much of a threat until they are, but most of the time they aren't.
Okay.
So while you're doing that, there's also the Predator, who is another person whose mission is to hunt down the fire team and kill them all. And it's so cool trying to hunt down those people. It really is so cool. So for the fire team, the way you play is mostly like a first-person shooter, while as a Predator, it's more of a third-person action game.
Interesting.
So you get to climb trees, and it's incredibly smooth the way you run through the trees. You get to do that. You have your thermal vision, you have cloaking, and you have different weapons that you unlock as you go leveling up. So you start at a random part of the map, and first things first, you have to find the fire team in the map. And the game doesn't tell you where they are. You just have to turn on thermal vision, run around the map, and try to find them. You have to listen to, hey, maybe they fired some shots, or hey, I got to this settlement, but every guard seems to be fairly like normal, or everything's quiet, so I doubt they are here.
Right.
There must be, wherever they are, there must be chaos. So obviously it's not here where everything's calm. So it's your job to find them and hunt them down. And it's so cool hunting down people. You have to start to develop your strategies, try to separate them, or hey, I'll go quickly, stop them, run, or maybe I'll risk it and try to finish this person off and permanently kill them, or whatever. You have to find your own strategy. Like I said, it's so cool hunting down people as a Predator.
So I've heard people mentioning that the fire team, it seems not balanced, right? Have you ran into issues of that it's basically like, why would the fire team split up?
Yeah, no, for sure. If you split it up, chances are the Predator will kill you. If you split up. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't really be realistic if one person could take on the Predator.
Right.
So part of the strategy is that you have to stick together because you are a fire team. You cannot just wander off on your own. You have to stick together. You have to find a strategy. Every time you can, you have to find mud and put it in you so that the Predator's thermal vision cannot spot you.
Right.
So you're hard to track.
Camouflage.
You have to be conscious on if you shoot someone or not, because if you shoot someone, the Predator can hear it, and it will be easier to pick up with thermal vision. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, one fire team member against the Predator, probably the Predator will win. There are ways to maybe not take on the Predator, but slow down how fast he could kill you by pairing his attack. But yeah, if you're alone, chances are he will kill you.
Yeah, because I guess what I've been hearing is that if you stick together as a group, then the Predator doesn't really stand a chance.
I wouldn't say anyone doesn't stand a chance. I would say if you stand as a group, the 4 of you, it will force the Predator to be maybe more forceful. Like, say if I were playing and I noticed that the fire team is everyone's together, what I would do is I would jump on top of them, and you have this ability that is like kind of like this EMP. So you jump in the middle of them, and with that EMP, you at least stun them for a bit.
Okay.
So you do that, you hack someone for a little bit until you feel like the other team members are shooting at you and you cannot hold any anymore, and then you run.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't say it is unfair. I would say that it for sure forces you to change up your strategy. Whereas if I found someone alone, I would for sure chase them down, be invisible, come up from behind, and do as little noise as I could and take them by surprise.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it is unfair one way or the other.
Gotcha. Good to hear then.
Yeah, it is a fun game, but like I said, the biggest problem for me is that it is hard to find a group to play with.
Right.
Like every time I go and play, I know that I'll have to wait for say 10 minutes if I want to be the predator.
Ooh.
Just wait there for the matchmaking to occur.
That's a long time.
Yeah, no, for sure. And for me, it's 10 minutes, but even the game says it gives you an estimate, which is never right. But the estimate for the predator is always around the 4 or 5 minutes. So yeah, you for sure have to wait. And like I said, it won't always be for me that it is a full fire team, which if you are a fire team member, that would mean you have fewer people on your team, and that means that you have even fewer chances to take down the predator. Whereas if you're the predator, it just means that it will be easier on you.
Right.
And it sucks both ways.
Do they change up the difficulty at all if your fire team is not full? Like if it's 2 of you versus them, do you guys get like special rockets?
Not that I know of. I would say that it's pretty much just you're missing, say, 2 people, 3 people,
Okay.
one person.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I don't think the game scales down or up, whatever.
Okay.
But
okay, fair enough.
That's Predator Hunting Grounds. It is fun for as long as you're playing it. It's fun. But yeah, the only problems are the long wait times and the chances of not getting a full team. But that's not all I've been playing. I think last week I said that I would start Far Cry 3. I did that.
Cool.
I played it for a bit, and I don't know if I'll keep playing it. I am a fan of the Far Cry games, but I've been a fan of them starting with 4 and then on.
Gotcha.
So it is kind of hard to go back to Far Cry 3. I'm playing the remastered version for the PS4, and it doesn't look good.
Ooh.
It clearly looks like a ugly game for now standards that they just try to push shoe polish on it.
Yeah.
Like everything is brighter.
Look,
but
it's
still
we turned the brightness up. See? Sharper.
Yeah. No, for sure it does look like brighter.
Interesting.
It's weird the way that, but yeah, gameplay wise, it is a Far Cry game, but the only problem for me is that since I'm going back, they aren't bringing back things that they did for later installments, or they would do certain things different ways. Like for example, one of the things I love from the Far Cry games is that since the terrain is always so uneven and you spend a lot of time going up and down mountains, I think every Far Cry game has it that they give you a squirrel suit or a flight suit.
Okay, yeah.
And in Far Cry 4, if I'm not mistaken, they give it to you fairly quickly, like around the start of the game. Whereas for Far Cry 3, they give it to you towards the end of the game. And that's weird because if they give it to you towards the end of the game, it's kind of like, what's the point now?
I mean,
So
is there much to do like after you've beaten the game? Can you like? Is there much
yeah,
replay
no.
stuff?
Well, you can go back and finish the out. So when you play, the map has these outposts or has these towers or challenges or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, if you don't do those during the story, you could then do them after you beat it.
Interesting.
Kind of like to complete the map or whatever.
Because that kind of
But
reminds me of the zip lines in Death Stranding. It's like you get those more towards the end of the game, but those zip lines are awesome.
yeah,
Those are so good.
Mhm.
And I like once I like discovered what you could do with them, I was just like, oh, this is perfect. Let me set up a whole network of these things.
yeah,
And just zip around anywhere I want. It's great.
yep. But like I said, it is kind of like maybe it is a personal problem because since I played the other Far Cry games, it's kind of like I'm expecting that if I'm on top of a mountain, if I want to go down, I'll
Right.
just fly down. So maybe it is a me problem that I'm missing the flight suit.
I gotcha.
But other than that, it is still a Far Cry game. Like a lot of the aspects that you would find in other Far Cry games, you would find them here. So yeah, in that way, it is similar to the other ones. I do think that maybe the later games got better settings. I would say maybe more diverse settings. Whereas here,
Okay.
you're just everything is just tropical all the time.
Gotcha. I still have
Whereas
not
saying,
played a Far Cry game, so I've seen people play the most recent
Mhm.
one, but that's about it.
yeah, the one Far Cry game I would recommend is Far Cry 4
Mhm.
because I think it has the maybe the most interesting setting, or you could say that maybe 5 has a more interesting setting. That would be depending on the taste. But the character, the villain, there it is a great one, played by Troy
Okay.
Baker. And since it was
Good
made
old Mr. Baker.
for this gen, it doesn't have the problem that 3 Remaster has, that it doesn't look bad.
Right. Okay. That's good
Yeah.
to know.
But yeah, like I said, I don't think I'll keep playing it. Maybe I find some other game to start playing.
Gotcha.
And then 2 other games that I wanted to talk about. Here I only put one. But the first game is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still playing the game.
Are
I
you
wasn't
trying to
expecting that.
platinum it?
Not actively trying
Okay.
because
It's
that's
like,
not an easy platinum.
yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause I
Or
saw some of them you have to beat it on like hard
no, that's
mode.
not the biggest problem. Like I've finished 3 chapters on hard mode,
Mm-hmm.
and those weren't that hard. Granted, they were the first 3 chapters, so I would expect it
Right.
to then get harder. But no, the one problem I have is that I, for example, me now, I hit a wall where I got to. I started playing the chapter where you fight Hell House
Oh,
in the
okay.
Colosseum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hit that wall where I just can't beat it, and so if I cannot beat Hell House, I cannot progress through the chapter, and also I cannot get certain other things that come after Hell House. Like for example, the Colosseum. The only way you can play the Colosseum with Aerith is in that chapter after Hell House, and that's a pain in the ass,
So
a really big
since,
one.
because you've beaten the game on normal,
Yeah.
and so now you
Mm-hmm.
have the chapter select.
Yes,
Is it
and you
not?
can go back and no, you start at the beginning of the chapter. The biggest problem with that chapter is that it has too much in it. Like
Okay. I
because
see what you're getting at.
say I wanted to find something that's in that chapter, which is towards the end of the chapter. In my case, it was the Colosseum. I wanted to knock down some of Aerith's challenges in the Colosseum.
I gotcha.
The only way to play those challenges with Aerith is in that chapter. And to get to that part, I first have to go through the whole tunnel section of the Sector 6. Then I have to go to Wall Market. I have to do all of the fights in the Colosseum that are for the story, which includes Hell House. I then would, maybe after that it would open that specific section, but say there's a trophy where you have to find 9 dresses. And that means is that depending on your actions in that chapter specifically, Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa have different outfits. So for one of the trophies, you would have to unlock every outfit for each character.
Right.
And so say for Tifa, I can maybe do that after finishing the tunnel section. But for Cloud and Aerith, that comes out towards the end of the chapter, when Aerith and Cloud finally get their dresses. And that would be after Hell House, and that would mean I have to replay the chapter like once or 2 more times, and to get to that point.
That boss kicked my ass multiple times, and I was just like, I hate this.
And it's even worse in Hardball. So yeah, every now and then I go back into Final Fantasy VII. I play for a couple of hours because I still enjoy playing it. I enjoy the gameplay so much, and I do want to at least like complete certain stuff, like as if I was going to get the platinum. I don't think I'll get the platinum anytime soon, but at least I can knock off some stuff. So I've been doing that lately.
Sounds good to me. Let me ask you this though. Have you noticed, because I know if you die, you still get all the experience points and stuff that you had gotten. But I felt like I noticed there were certain boss fights where there weren't like smaller bad guys that you could actually kill to get that experience. Did you notice if like that Hell House fight, like no matter if you killed it or not, were you still getting experience, or did you have to kill it get the experience?
If I'm not mistaken, you would have to beat the boss to get experience.
Damn, that's tough.
Before Hell House, you have to fight other 3 enemies, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
After each one of them, you would get experience, but if you die before Hell House, you get back right before Hell House. That being said, I'm already max level on every character, so it wouldn't make any difference for me.
Dang.
Yeah. I cannot get stronger. The one reason I went to that chapter and wanted to get to the Colosseum to fight as Aerith was because you know how there are some books that give you AP?
Right, yeah.
In order to level up your weapons?
Yeah.
I went back because there's a fight in the Colosseum where you would get one for Aerith. And I wanted to get that one because I wanted to unlock the last set of upgrades for her weapons. That's why I went back for the chapter.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But now I cannot get that because I cannot get over Hell House, so I'm stuck there.
You can do it, Ignacio. I believe in you.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Final Fantasy is notorious for, like, you get stuck on a boss and then put it down for like a month and then come back and somehow you just beat the boss on your first try.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how well you do in hard mode.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, the last game I wanted to talk about was the original Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, yeah.
I've been playing through that. And one thing I want to mention is how fast it goes compared to Remake.
It really
It's
does.
so weird.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the tunnel for that chapter we were talking about. That's what, half an hour to an hour on Remake. On the original, it's just one screen.
Yep.
All of the tunnel is one screen.
Yep.
Nothing.
Wild.
Or, for example, when you have to go back up the plate after everything that happens,
Mhm.
the team decides to go back to the Corneo to find a way to get up. And it's this whole mission in Remake where you go to the sewers and do a lot of stuff. In the original one, you just get to Wall Market and, hey, there's a wave we can climb. Let's go up there.
Yeah.
And then there's one or two more screens, and then it's, hey, we're right in front Shinra headquarters.
Yeah, well, what do you know? Here we are. We made it.
Super fast.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
amazing to see all of the work that they put in just to expand it. There is still some filler stuff that it's like, okay,
yeah.
you didn't need that, but still it's just like, man, they did some really cool things.
Yeah, no, it's incredible the work. Like, for me, for the 36 hours it took me to beat the Remake, I never felt like I was doing filler. Like, to me, I know people have the complaint that some parts felt like filler, but for me, it never occurred to me that something was filler. But yeah, going through all of Midgar, it felt like it went by really fast.
Here you go.
But yeah, I did everything that wasn't Remake. I left Midgar, and now I got to the part where you're going now to the second continent.
Gotcha. That's right around where I stopped too. Right after you get out of Midgar, there's like this big info dump. Just like, here's a bunch of story stuff that you should know, and it was like right after that is where I stopped. So eventually I will get back to that one, but I don't really see the need right now.
Yeah, to me, it's the original 7 is a game that now I'm wanting to keep playing.
Yeah,
like
same.
Before Remake, RPGs aren't my thing, and even if I start one, I never stick with it. But now 7 is one that I want to stick with. I want to finish it. I want to see where the story goes, and then when Remake Part 2 comes, I want to know what's different, or hey, now I get this reference.
Right, yeah.
Like, for example, no, wait, that's Remake spoiler, so maybe I shouldn't talk about it. But
okay.
Yeah, whatever. I've been watching some other 7 stuff, and that's getting me even more pumped for 7 overall.
Cool.
And I want to keep playing. I want to see more.
Sounds
and
good.
Also, I have to admit that one of the reasons that I want to keep playing 7 is that I found that this YouTube channel that I love, that does Dragon Ball Z Abridged, also did like an parody abridged version of 7 of the whole game, but in a parodic way.
Okay.
So every time I play a chunk of 7, I just go to the videos and see how they, or what they did with it. And I have to admit, it's some motivation to, I want to play more because I want to keep watching the video, but I'm not gonna go over what I haven't played.
Okay. Sounds good.
So that's a big motivator.
Good.
Big motivator. And that's a series that I do recommend. I highly recommend it. It's so funny.
What's the YouTube channel?
I believe it's in Team 4-Star. And the video is called Final Fantasy 7 Machina Bridge.
I have heard of them.
Oh, yeah, no, they are that's a great channel. Especially for me as a Dragon Ball fan, that's a great channel. They know how to parody beloved franchises.
Good stuff. Let's get on to some housekeeping, and then we will dive into the news of the week shortly after that. If you guys did not know, we have multiple podcasts here at the Whatnauts. You guys can find out more information on our website, thewhatnauts.com. And if you like what we do, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can support us for as little as $1 a month. You guys can get early access to our podcasts. You guys can get all sorts of exclusive content. And we would also like to give a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you, Sam, for helping us out. We appreciate it, and we love you lots.
Sam, thank you.
Indeed. But that's pretty much it for housekeeping, which means let's get on to the news. Number 1, Microsoft is going to be announcing new Xbox news every month through the rest of the year. This is coming from Jarrett West on news.xbox.com, and they write, starting with the May 7th, I cannot say the word, episode, there we go, of Inside Xbox. We will be showcasing what happens next in the world of Xbox every month, which is why we're calling it Xbox 2020. These monthly moments will take place throughout the rest of the year and will be a way for us to engage, connect, and celebrate with you about what's in store for the next generation of gaming, including what's next for Xbox Series X, Xbox Game Studios, Xbox Game Pass, and Project X Cloud. Every month will bring something different. What do you think about this one, Ignacio? Good? Bad?
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it later, but especially after Inside Xbox, the one that we got last week, I'm not very high on what they might show.
Yeah, I like the consistency. That I think is something to commend them on, and being like, hey, every month for the rest of the year, you're getting like some news segment of some kind. Because we don't know when the next Nintendo Direct is going to be exactly. We don't know. I mean, we do know that there's now going to be a new Sony State of Play, but we didn't a week ago. Like we just didn't know. So I like the fact that it's like, hey, every single month you'll get something, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a good concept, but it's mostly because it is Microsoft and Xbox. If this were PlayStation or Nintendo, I would be over the moon, knowing that every month I would get new information. But since this is Xbox, I'm already not interested in the Series X. And like I said, coming off of the Inside Xbox we had last week, I'm not very high on what they will show later.
Yeah. Let's talk about that Inside Xbox. This is number 2, also coming from news.xbox.com. This is from Will Tuttle. I just pulled a bulleted list of the 13 third-party games that they kind of showed off at this Inside Xbox. To run down the list, we saw Bright Memory Infinite, Call of the Sea, Chorus, Dirt 5, Madden NFL 21, Scarlet Nexus, Scorn, Second Extinction, The Ascent, The Medium, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, I did not get to catch this live because I was at work, but I saw it afterwards, and I saw it
so you did
after the news had come out that it was like, oh, you guys
so you did watch
saying there was going to be gameplay, but there wasn't.
Okay, let me ask you something. You said you watched everything.
Yeah.
Did anything here look next gen to you?
Not particularly.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems I have.
Yeah, like I'm actually okay with that. Like I think a lot of the way things look right now, I'm fine with. I would just
Yeah,
like
but
them to improve frame rate, stability, uh just like we've gotten to a point where I think like we've pushed the envelope so far, but a lot of these games can't really hold up to what they're trying to do, if that makes sense. Like
yeah, but
it's like they're standing on their tippy toes, like just trying to like hold up their end of the tent, and it's like, dude, just like stand regularly, like to be you, like don't try and be taller than you actually are, just be you. So I would like to see them kind of fill that out, but that's just me.
I don't know. To me, this was supposed to be the first like big showcase of what next gen is going to be like. This now we're going into next gen. This is your first taste of it.
Yeah.
And then we got this, and nothing here looked next gen. It just felt like just another dump of games.
Yeah.
It's just another regular day, another regular year. Here we are announcing new games. It just felt like that. Like at most, Bright Memory Infinite, that was the only game that looked next gen to me. It looked pretty, it looked interesting, it looked fluid. Everything there looked interesting and next gen to me. But after that, nothing there looked like it couldn't run on a regular PS4 or Xbox One. Nothing.
Right.
And even some games looked even worse than what we have this gen. Like, I think it was Vampire, looked like a last gen game. So I don't think this was a good showing. And plus you have the added stuff that we all thought that we were going to get gameplay, and we didn't get much gameplay.
It's not even that we felt like we would. They said that
we were told.
Would.
Yeah. And add to that as the whole Assassin's Creed Valhalla fiasco, where they were hyping gameplay. Like more than any other game, they were hyping, hey, you're going to get gameplay here. And even during the presentation, they would, I think, on the lower side of the screen, they would say
for the Assassin's Creed gameplay.
They keep telling you that you will get Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay, and then you get there, and for sure, maybe it is in-game, but that's not gameplay. Where is that gameplay?
Yeah, so I kind of went into it knowing that there would not be gameplay and stuff like that. And I think even knowing that, it was just like, huh, okay. That's it.
Yeah, that's all.
I guess, yeah. I mean, like, there were some things that I was absolutely interested in. Like, I'm excited for a couple of these games. I don't think these games necessarily like look bad in the sense that they're going to be bad. Like, despite you saying Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 doesn't necessarily even really look like a game from this gen, I was actually really interested in that one because it looks neat. It was like,
for sure. No, to me, that's one of the games that I'm the most interested in this list. My problem was that as this was supposed to be a next gen showcase, it looked last gen. Yeah.
So, what is the game that stood out to you the most?
Vampire and Bright Memory Infinite. Like, Vampire to me looked kind of like a Dishonored type game, and I love those games. So, yeah, and apparently it was a game that we knew about or people knew about, and it's a sequel apparently. So yeah, that kind of takes away from the excitement knowing that it isn't an announcement. And then the other one, it is Bright Memory Infinite. It looked next gen. The gameplay was interesting,
Yeah,
and I would
and
love
made
to
by
play it.
one person.
Yeah, one person. That's mind
Holy
blowing.
shit.
Yeah, look, my problem isn't necessarily with the games. Like, I think each game on their own, most of them were interesting at least. But I think all of that, like, each part is more interesting than the sum of it all, I would say.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the whole like gameplay fiasco thing is now what the news is, instead of
Mhm.
like, oh, look at this game, that looks neat. Instead, we're sitting here
Yeah, but
being like, well, they said we were gonna get gameplay, but we didn't, so I don't know what to talk about. Blah, blah, blah. You know?
yeah, but
But
still, I think nothing here was that interesting. Like, nothing blew my socks off or whatever.
I was really interested in Call of the Sea. That was the one. It was really stylized, kind of cartoony, but it was about the woman who was looking for her husband and maybe turning into a fish person. I don't know. It looked like some kind
I
of
don't
like
know. I didn't get that.
puzzle game, something. It
Yeah,
looked good. I liked it.
yeah, it looked good. It's a puzzle game.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Hmm.
and then let's see, the other one that looked interesting to me, I think, was Yakuza, but I kind of
Oh
know
yeah,
what to
but
expect with
yeah,
that.
we all know that. I mean, of course, I'm interested in Yakuza like a dragon, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's a game we already knew about.
yeah,
Nothing new
but
here.
it like it's still. I think we got a little bit more context for what's happening, and
Not really.
I well,
No, we already
you
had that
know
context.
more than me.
No, I mean, we've already gotten the trailer telling you the story. Like, everything that this trailer told you, we've already seen in other trailers.
Okay, gotcha. But still, I was like, this game just looks fun.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
there's
that's
a
Yakuza.
weird lobster popping up there, and it just looks stupid
Hmm.
and ridiculous, and I am so in. So
Yeah.
there you go. Hopefully, Xbox next month will fix things. I'm not sure what they're covering next month. I know we're getting first party stuff soon. I think that's the July one. I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head. But from my perspective, as someone who is wanting to get an Xbox Series X,
Hmm.
I think this was their first. I think this was their first misstep.
Okay.
Just like, ooh,
Yeah.
this doesn't look
Yeah.
good.
Before we move on, I wanted to ask that, like, after this, do you think that anything changed? Did your opinion change on the Series X? And do you think that this, in a way, helped Sony?
Uh, I mean, I'm still excited for the Series X. It hasn't changed my mind, but part of why I'm so set with that is because I missed all of the stuff from this last gen. So I can still go
Mhm.
play Halo 5 and Gears 5. I've never played Sunset over Drive. And
Yeah.
so I can play those while we're waiting for what's the one from Team Ninja or from whoever it is.
Hellblade,
Yeah,
maybe.
that one. Hellblade. I'm waiting for that and something else of that kind of excitement and magnitude, right?
Mm.
So, and we also found out that Yakuza will be a launch title, so that's something that I could potentially play. You know, so like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm set, but it's not because they're promising me new shiny things.
Yeah, I don't think they could show anything or do anything that would dissuade you, since yours is such a specific situation. But like, you're not in it for the new games, or that you're in it for everything you missed.
Yeah, like I think they'll eventually get there. But I have stuff to hold me over until they get there. But you asked if I thought this helped Sony.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, I kind of do. Like, I really want to say not really. But I think at the end of the day, Sony still has the upper hand. And Xbox coming out so confidently and being like, hey, this is where next gen starts. And it was a misstep.
Yeah.
It was like, ugh. That is not a good look for them. So I don't necessarily think it did anything in particular to help Sony, but maybe more so hurt Xbox.
Yeah, no, to me, first, it doesn't change any of my opinions because I wasn't going to get the Series X. But with regards to if it helps Sony, I do think it does. And I think in a way, this big of a misstep for Microsoft, it is kind of like throwing a punch and missing and leaving themselves wide open for Sony to get an uppercut or whatever. Like, up until now, Microsoft has been the one going out and talking about their next gen console, whereas Sony has been quiet, focusing on the current gen. But it does feel now like Microsoft has had a mistake through a bad punch, and now Sony can easily come out, have their own conference, and showcase games that will feel like next gen. Like, everything Microsoft did wrong now, Sony could come out and do everything right. And I do think that could change the conversation, and it could change the optics where you would associate next gen more with Sony than with Xbox.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yep.
Let's move on to number 3 here, which I realized I missed the second part of this headline here, so I'm pulling it up as we speak.
No, you can talk about it. I can grab it.
Tokyo Game Show and Paris Games Week has been canceled. So I changed the link in there because I thought this was only talking about Tokyo Game Show. That's why I was
okay. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. So for Tokyo Game Show, this is their press release, or at least part of it. It says, due to the outbreak of novel coronavirus on a global scale, and the situation remains unprecedented in Japan as well, the organizer and the co-organizers have reached this decision after a long consideration to place the utmost priority on the health and safety of visitors, exhibitors, and stakeholders. We ask for your kind understanding and cooperation. Yeah, so just another event canceled. I think between this and Paris Games Week, these were the last two kind of major gaming events, I believe. Because I think we talked about PAX last week. I think they canceled. I don't remember off the top of my head.
PAX? No, I think the news was that they were on track to... They announced that they would be holding the next PAX, I think.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for the correction.
Yes, so... Yeah. I don't know, what do you want to say?
So I have an article here for Paris Games Week as well, coming from Eurogamer.net. This is by Emma Kent. And they write, another gaming event has been canceled due to the coronavirus outbreak. As this time, Paris Games Week has announced it will not take place this year. Event organizer Cell announced via a blog post that the show, which would have marked the event's 10th anniversary, could not go ahead due to the quote technical and logistical complexities end quote of organizing Paris Games Week in the current climate. So there you go.
Sucks. Mm-hmm.
It does suck.
We've lost so many gaming conventions, and I would say Paris Games Week and TGS were the last big ones that were left in the year, and now they're canceled, so now we got nothing else. Yeah. But yeah, it was to be expected, I don't think. Like, Paris Games Week, I think, was supposed to run in October. That might have been time enough for them to maybe sort things out. Maybe the coronavirus would have died down by then. But I think right now the better logistical thing would be to straight up cancel. Yeah. And then TGS the same. Yeah, I don't think Japan is in a good position to hold any big conventions. So that was to be expected. Yeah, it sucks. I mean,
it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, maybe by that time they could have done something, but I think there's still so many people that are just like, I don't feel comfortable still going out in that. Yeah. Even if we are
how long will it be until how long will it be until we're okay going out? Like, even if they leave the restrictions, like say even for the movies, how long will it take for us to feel safe enough to even go there?
Right. Yeah. I think that is a legitimate.
It makes sense for
concern.
It makes sense for them to cancel. And I think it is TGS that announced they would hold a digital event. I don't know if you saw it in the press release.
They did, yes. So yeah, I mean, we're getting more digital stuff. I'm kind of wondering in the back of my mind if they were probably would have canceled anyways, but I'm wondering if like in the back of their minds they were like, well, now that Jeff Keighley is announcing this thing, why don't we just go with him?
I mean, it does look like the more popular thing right now. The popular thing right now is digital events. Yeah. Like, we're seeing digital events pop up left and right now. Like, everyone is holding their own event. So maybe they saw that and felt more comfortable canceling their shows and shifting more towards a digital event.
Right. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But still a bummer to see it happen.
Such a bummer.
Man. Okay, moving on. Number 4. Speaking of digital events, Ghost of Tsushima PS4 State of Play was announced for this week. Now, we are recording this on Tuesday night. We normally record on Saturdays, so we wouldn't have brought up this news, but I think we lucked out that Ghost of Tsushima is getting a State of Play all to itself. This news is coming to us from Jonathan Dornbush at IGN, who writes, Ghost of Tsushima is set to be released on PlayStation 4 on July 17th. The developer Sucker Punch will be showing off the game in a State of Play this week. Sony has announced the first State of Play of 2020 will air on Thursday, May 14th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, dedicated entirely to Ghost of Tsushima, the PlayStation 4 exclusive from the infamous and Sly Cooper developers.
Cool.
There you go. Good stuff.
Yeah.
How excited are you for Ghost of Tsushima?
Oh, well, for Ghost of Tsushima, I am not very high, but I would say high. Like up there. I am interested. I want to play it. It does seem like a cool game, and
Yeah. I'm interested because I played Infamous 2, I think is the one that I played. And I liked it fine, but it wasn't really stand out. But everything I've seen so far of Ghost of Tsushima just sticks out, and it's just like, this looks beautiful. This looks so good. So I'm just excited to see what they do with it. With that, and I hope it's fantastic. So I'm super excited to actually get to see gameplay, because we haven't seen anything yet.
We've seen some.
I mean, we've seen some trailers, some like cinematic stuff, but we've barely seen gameplay. And it's that is usually something that we should have seen by now.
I mean, we have seen gameplay here and there, but yeah, you're right. We haven't seen that much gameplay.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if this speaks to Sony's confidence towards the game.
Yeah. One interesting thing here is that they are using the State of Play name for this.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, this is the only thing that they will show. So I do feel like it is kind of weird for them to attach the State of Play name, especially considering that the last State of Play we got was last year. So there was a question of whether or not PlayStation would keep the State of Play thing going. Does seem like they will, but now they're using it to showcase one game.
Yeah.
So it is interesting that they are using that name, as opposed to just having, hey, this is Ghost of Tsushima gameplay, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they're using that name, but I guess it's one of those things. Yeah, I wish we've already seen a State of Play for this year, but I know the coronavirus stuff kind of messed things up. So maybe there would have been something else last month or the month before, and we're just not getting that one. Who knows? But yeah, like they can totally use a State of Play to talk about one game. That's kind of what Nintendo does. It's like, hey, here's
a game
Smash
specific
Bros. Direct.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, the reason I think I say it's interesting is because people were wondering whether or not Sony would keep State of Play going, especially since, and this is something Greg from Kind of Funny pointed out, is that their wording for State of Play left them like a bit of a wiggle room for them to just leave it as a 1 year thing, as a 2019 thing, and that's it. So I'm glad to see that they will keep it going.
Yeah, same here. Well, that about does it for the big news stories. We do have some more things to talk about. We got our new and notable section coming up, which we will dive into right now. Okay, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order got a free content update this past week that comes with new game plus, 2 new challenge modes, and a handful of accessibility features.
Man, do I forget this is a thing.
Yeah, so this kind of came out of nowhere, which on one hand is kind of cool, and then on the other hand is like, really? Like, it seemed like you guys weren't supporting this game.
Like, maybe really. A bit too late.
Yeah, just a little bit too late. But nonetheless, I'm excited that that stuff is coming to the game.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order is a great game, and I'm glad there's at least now an excuse for me to go back. But like I said, I keep forgetting it exists.
Yeah, that was our game of the year this past year, right?
Fuck yeah, it was.
Hell yeah. Cool. Number 2 in the new and notable section, Amazon Games' free-to-play shooter, Crucible, launches on May 20th on PC. holy cow, Amazon is releasing a new game. Weird.
Oh, so it wasn't a thing before.
No.
Ah.
Amazon Game Studios has been around for, I don't know, I guess 8 years now, I think. You guys can
That long?
correct me if I'm wrong. And they've really only put out one game. And it was that, what's that car show with the British people? Grand Tour. It was like a licensed game with that, but they've been working on like engine tech and stuff like that. Like they've been investing, but they haven't put out anything. And then there's all of a sudden this thing.
Oh shit! It has been 8 years.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
they have a new game. It's a free-to-play shooter called Crucible, and that'll be out May 20th on PC.
Yeah.
Apex Legends debuted a new trailer for their next character, Loba Andrade, launching with Season 5 this next week. Ignacio, are you a Apex Legends player?
No, I'm not an Apex Legend player.
No, neither am I.
So when people seem excited for it.
Yeah,
so
I mean
that's cool.
it's neat that they're still announcing new stuff for that game, because we knew that they were announcing things at a slower pace than what Fortnite is. But they still seem to be able to get a lot of hype when stuff like this happens. So good for them. If you're an Apex Legends fan, go check it out. Sorry, I cannot help on the story lore and all of that stuff. Though, if I'm not mistaken, I think this, like, remember a couple months ago when there was that video, there was that like fake out where it was like, oh, you thought the legend was going to be this guy, but it's actually this guy, and he's going to come kill the first guy that you thought it was. I think this is the daughter of the guy that got killed.
Interesting.
I think. So, I don't know.
Turns out it isn't. They're not related at all.
Who knows?
She doesn't even have a backstory.
Oh, man. Oh, well. Next up, NetherRealm Studios announced Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, a new DLC which has new story, characters, including RoboCop, and more, and that will be available May 26th. That's exciting. I haven't picked up a Mortal Kombat game in forever, though. My roommate bought number 10 like a week or two ago because it was on sale. And he was like, yeah, man, I just bought Mortal Kombat 10. It was like $5. I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's sweet.
Yeah, so. I think I got that one too, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not much of a fighting game person, and even then, I'm more of a fan of their Injustice games. Injustice.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Mortal Kombat, for whatever reason, doesn't do it for me. It does look cool, but I just haven't picked up 11. It's cool that they are bringing more and more characters and characters outside of their own franchise, like RoboCop. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get the Terminator one day and you'll get that epic fight.
Wait, do they not already have the Terminator?
Oh shit, no. I think they do.
Because they were like games last year at E3 that was like, we have the Terminator. It was like Mortal Kombat, Gears 5, and I think something else.
No, yeah. It is Terminator.
Terminator versus RoboCop. Amazing.
I think from the latest movie.
Cool.
Cool.
I have fond memories of playing Mortal Kombat on the N64 back in the day.
Oh.
Good stuff. But moving on, this is arguably newsworthy. Could have been in the news, but we stuck it down here in the new releases date. update stuff. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster is coming out September 4th.
Boo.
Ignacio, are you excited?
I would be if it were 1 plus 2
How dare
plus
you?
3.
How dare you?
If they had 3 in there, I would be excited.
Get out of here. You're fired.
Why no 3, love? 3 is the best one.
Yeah, I remember playing 3 more than I remember playing 1 and 2, but I played all of these a ton. Like 1 through 4. I think I had 5 too, but we all know that 5 was not good.
Isn't 5 the bad one?
Yeah, 5 was not good. So, and then I never played the underground ones. I thought the whole like getting off of the skateboard was, it's like, that defeats the purpose.
I had underground 1. It was good enough.
I don't know, but
yeah,
Tony Hawk's,
I don't know. This is some
Skater
bullshit. I won't stand for it.
I'm excited,
What's
dude.
my? No, I won't stand for this Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 hate.
I don't think they're hating on
clearly
on
they
this.
are. Where's the 3, Kyle? Where's 3? Huh?
If this sells well enough, then maybe we will get a 3 and 4 combined. That would be amazing. Or what if it's just DLC? Like they've like built the groundwork to have all of this stuff, and then 6 to 8 months down the road, hey, here's Volume 3 map pack. It's all the maps from the 3rd one or something.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Speaking seriously, I maybe I'll pick it up. I do have fond memories of the Tony Hawk games.
Exactly. Let's see. This is. Let me open up this article.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a rundown of bullet points of.
Yeah. Well, they also link out to a better article over on CNET from Eli Blumenthal.
We don't need the article, I think.
No, but I at least want to. Who's the developer? That's what I'm looking for. It's
Vicarious Vision. It says right there.
Right there. There you go. Vicarious Visions. Yeah, these are the guys that did the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy. These
nice
guys
to see
made
Activision giving them more work.
Yeah, they made the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for Game Boy Advance and all of that stuff. So they have some Tony Hawk's experience. So I'm excited for all of this.
It comes out September 4th, $40, 4K, which is interesting. Many songs from the original soundtrack, interesting. Online multiplayer, original levels / skaters, new tricks / goals / challenges, create a park / skater, and like I said, developed by Vicarious Visions.
Cool. Dude, this was great to wake up to. It was just like Tony Hawk.
I don't know, would have been greater if it had a 3 in there.
Yeah. Good stuff. Last but not least, on our new and notable, Ironman Vr finally got a new release date.
Yeah, boy.
If you guys remember, this got delayed the same day that The Last of Us 2 got delayed a couple weeks ago. And then eventually they announced the Last of Us 2 release date, but they didn't announce the Ironman VR one until today. So that will be out July 3rd. You guys are a fan of Iron Man, Marvel stuff, or VR, hopefully that'll be a good one.
Yeah, it sounds like a cool game. I can't wait to play it. It is one of the games that I was looking forward to.
Indeed. Let's move on, last but not least, to our upper runners. Speaking of The Last of Us Part 2, it's gone gold.
Yeah.
There we go. So it is being pressed to discs, probably as we speak. They're getting ready to ship it out, and I cannot wait to play that game.
Can't
Good stuff.
Wait. It is still a month out.
Yeah, it's still about actually exactly a month or so. But we also got news that EA Play is going to be digital. It's going to be happening June 11th, 4 p.m. Pacific. So just another one of those digital events that's happening.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll see what they do.
It is interesting that June 11th is around the time E3 would have been. So it is interesting that EA is sticking to that kind of general area.
Well, everyone else kind of left.
Yeah.
So
everyone else,
if they want
they saw
that
that
time,
they saw that they
default.
didn't need to stick to that 1 week.
Yeah. So that is interesting. I'm wondering if they'll hire Greg again to do some stuff.
Yeah, they could do that.
Who knows? Last thing here on our upper runners.
Wait, I'll add one more.
Okay, go for it. While you add that one, I'll continue with this one here. Apparently, there has been some big Nintendo leaks as of late. In our notes, I only put down the Wii source code because that's the first thing that I saw. But there's a ton of stuff that leaked. Yep. It's like design documents and notes on code and all sorts of stuff. Earlier today, I was watching a video from Inside Gaming. Shout out to them and Caden Jensen. I believe that's how you say their name. They had a great video explaining it all and just the what this means for Nintendo, what this means for people who are into emulation and ROMs, as well as video game preservation and stuff like that. So go check out their video on that.
Yeah, for sure. It is interesting that I don't know how you take this long into finding the source code of something that has been out that long. But granted, I don't know much about that whole area, so that's the one thing that stuck out to me. The fun thing is to go and look at those design documents or presentations for the console. Like one that I remember seeing on Twitter is their whole why they chose to go with what's it called, friend code?
Right, yeah.
The whole reason as to why they went with that was that apparently they didn't want people to try get their own screen name or a username. They didn't want them to go look for one and it not being available. So they thought that this was a better option. Boy, were they wrong.
Nintendo. One day, hopefully.
But yeah, it is interesting to have a look into their own thinking process.
Yeah, it is indeed. Okay, so this last one that you put on here, what is this? Ubisoft Forward announced for July 12th.
Yeah, so today Ubisoft came out and announced Ubisoft Forward, which seems to be their own digital event, what would have been their E3 conference now in a digital form. So yeah, it is nice to see that Ubisoft will have something. And the one thing that is interesting is that they're going on July 12th, which is not E3 week.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just going to be a big dance video.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a dance video. That's kind of like their MO.
Yeah, it really is. Dude, the latest Just Dance still came out on the Wii.
Those people still buying those.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, so okay, so they're doing their own thing. A Ubisoft Forward. I wonder why they picked that name.
It has to be because they wanted to be cute and have a name that isn't just Ubisoft press conference.
They could name it literally anything else.
Well, I mean, if you want to look into it, it could be that they will showcase next gen stuff. So it's them going forward. I don't know.
That makes sense.
If you want to look into the name.
Here's a look forward of what's coming up. Because, they delayed like 3 of their major games basically indefinitely. And we haven't heard since. It was the new Watch Dogs. It was that like Gods and
I think they came out
something.
and got some monsters, if I'm not mistaken is the name. Okay. But I think they basically came out and said, hey, if the next gen consoles get delayed, we will delay the games.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well.
Well, Ubisoft has always been one to adopt like newer consoles. Like you would always see Ubisoft on console releases, whether it is from the PS4 and the Xbox One to the Nintendo Switch to even the Wii U. Ubisoft always jumps in to newer consoles.
They do indeed.
But yeah, cool that we're getting yet another digital event.
It really
and
is.
One has to wonder, was E3 dying
Game
good?
Fest. E3
One has
summer
to wonder.
of games stuff. Game hot boy game summer. What?
Oh okay. Yeah, that's a thing. Game Summerfest. Or Summer Game Fest.
Okie
or
doke.
Hot Boy Summer.
Hot E-boy summer. You heard it here first, folks. All right, well, that about wraps us up for all of that stuff. Ignacio, what are you looking forward to? What is your own Ubisoft forward? What's the Ignacio forward?
Oh, no, I don't want to hold a presentation, no.
What are you looking forward to this week, man?
Hopefully more the original Final Fantasy VII. Hopefully more of that. And I started a new game, but I wanted to wait till the next show to start talking about it. Because I don't think I played enough of it.
Fair enough. Sounds good. I am hopefully going to keep chugging along slowly but surely in Resident Evil.
God, why are you going so slow?
How are you going so slow? Guy.
7 hours, you should have finished the game already.
I don't know.
You're not even halfway through.
Oh, well. Looking forward to more of that, though. And I've been thinking of starting Shadow of the Colossus, because I've never played that one.
Oh.
And that's been...
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's one that I can dive into before The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah. Shadow of the Colossus is interestingly a game that holds up even to this day. It was a PS2 game, and even now, so many years after, I would recommend people to go back and play it.
Stuff, yeah. I remember when it came out. Like, I remember seeing it at Blockbuster and, like, Best Buy and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to play that one. And then, like, 10 years down the road, it was like, I should have played that one. Everyone talks about how good that game was, and I missed it. So happy that the remake remaster came out, and I finally got it because it was free on PlayStation Plus a while back. So
forgot that.
Maybe I'll dive into that one.
So, yeah, you should.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, indeed.
Good stuff. Cool. Well, Ignacio, where can the people find you online?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B. That's IGNACIOROJSB. That's my name.
You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to stay up to date with any of our shows, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. Go follow us, like, share, subscribe. Give our podcast a nice review if you guys like what we do. That would help us out a ton. Yeah, that's about it. Go enjoy your week. Go play some games. Take a walk if you can.
Yeah.
We're all stuck inside
Go out
our houses.
once in a while.
Yeah. Go do something
Wash
like
your
that.
hands.
Be safe. Wash
Wear
your
a face
hands. Stay healthy. Go
Play
play
video games.
some games. That being said, we will get out of here. This has been episode 25 of Crossplay. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out our podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below with what you've been playing during the quarantine. Have you been checking off things off your backlist? Let us know in the comments below. And in the meantime, go subscribe to our channel, which is right up here in this corner up there. Go click it. And in the meantime, you guys can also watch one of our videos right down here in that corner, because we got plenty more podcasts where that came from. Might even be an entirely different show. But until then, bye.